Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame, and this is yet another installment of the Married Man Side Heffa Saga. So, y'all know my work week starts on Friday, so I came in Friday. They switched it up on me. And I was like, that's cool, whatever. At least I'm in my department. I was supposed to be an extra person, just doing random stuff. Might have been working on a project, but it's cool. So I went over there and I was working. Everything was fine. I was paired up with the normal person that I'm paired up with, even though we have other people who are new to the department, but they weren't in the area with me. So I was minding my business. And the side heifer's relative through marriage is the person that I'm paired up with. And so he walked up to me and started talking to me about something. It's all work related, random stuff that popped off, and it was hilarious. So we was talking and laughing and joking. I'm talking about for like 30, 45 minutes straight. So she off in the distance. Every time you look up, she looking over. She looking over. And I'm like, girl, if you don't go somewhere and sit down, child, I ain't never seen nothing like it. Can't even have a conversation with my own partner, girl. Go somewhere and sit down. Anyway, after we finally, because he, like every time I tried to walk away, he kept talking to me again. And this wasn't the only day that this happened. So anyway, we was talking. Everything going well. We had a great day at work. Everything was fine. Well, I was like, well, this is going to be a good weekend because she volunteered to work. She wanted to try to work the last half of the shift before us on Saturday and Sunday, which means that I would see her possibly leaving out of the building and that's it. And she wouldn't be working on our shift. Hallelujah in the name. So that's what she was able to do. I'm like, girl, if you want to come up here for 4 hours burning up the gas in your humongous truck and basically paid, you got to pay just to fill it up, just to come up in here for that, girl, do what you do. So that's what she did. Tell me why Saturday came and I was able to be back in the element that has been very much a blessing the last couple of weeks since I went down to the bottom of the rotation list and I was working on a special project. Well, they had on the schedule that the married dude was going to come in early and work with me. So I was like, oh, okay. Okay, so I've been trying to just like be low key and I'd be like, hey, and keep on going. Man, he don't be going for that. He don't be going for that. I be really trying to be low key. I be really trying to just keep it professional to go about my business, but he don't be here for that. So they ended up changing what he was supposed to come in for. And I didn't even have to do that task anymore. It's the most hated task up in there, at least by people like me. We hate it. And so we were going to be up there doing that by ourselves. So it was going to be interesting. But we still had to work together working on a project. So he came in, he asked me about it. And, we couldn't talk because of this particular project, like, you have to have 100% focus. And I hate that because I like talking to people when I'm in that area doing stuff. So anyway, it was cool. We had moments where we would take a break and, like, take a couple of seconds and talk about stuff. So that was cool. It is what it is. So when we went on break, he said something to me, and I was like, child, let me get away from you. He said something about how I was looking good. I was like, sir, why are you doing this? But wait a minute, I gotta tell y'all what happened. Minding my business on Friday, which the side heifer is there. She didn't call out of nothing. I was going back to my break and he saw me because I always go get ice and all this other stuff. And unfortunately, that means I have to go in like one of the common areas where everybody's kind of open. You see everybody. So he saw me. All of a sudden, he done trailed me out of there. I didn't know this because I wasn't paying attention because I had to get back to my area. I was not thinking that he was going to try this. This fool done walked past me and pulled what he pulled before. Only one in there now. Here he go. And I saw him in the mirror when he did it. So I knew he was looking at me. Here I am looking in the mirror. Here he is. Looking at butt cheeks. And I was like, I'm tired. Let me hurry get back to my area because like you don't care again. The Heffa is here. Like you just don't care no more. Are y'all I was about to say on Fritz. Are y'all going through again? Is that what's going on? Cause there he go again, being careless and talking about some looking at my butt cheeks. Like why? So anyway, minding my business. And so then I told the married dude, the other married dude, because that was the OG married dude that walked by and pulled that. So I was like, man, guess what happened? Let me tell you what your friend did. He was like, who was my friend? And I told him. He was like, man, what he do? And I told him. He was like, well, you know, he liked you. Ever since I first started here, the way he would talk about you, he made it seem like he was trying to get something started with you. I was like, what you mean? Because I need clarification because I don't understand. So he was like, well, ever since I got here and we became, you know, kind of cool or whatever, he would talk about you like he been trying to get at you. And I was like, what we not finna do is this. Because I was finna set it off. I was like, now you know good and well how I roll. I do not fool with him. I told you what happened when I first got here. I'm minding my business. He rolled up out of nowhere and introduced himself to me. I had never seen this man a day in life ever. And he rolled up on me. So it's like, what is he talking about? So he was like, well, I'm telling you, he was talking like he had been trying to get at you and like he was working on things with you. So I was kind of like, oh, well, let me, you know, sit back. You know, but then when you and I started finally working together, because the way they do it is they'll have you like working in like all the departments. And at that time, they had him working in like the most hated department more than anything. I didn't even know what he looked like. I just knew we had a new person. We had like a couple of new people that finally came to our shift because you have to train on one shift in particular. Everybody trains on this one shift and then they go to their respective shifts. So he telling me that first time he ever even saw me was when I was working in the most hated department. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, that was the first time I saw you. The first night I worked on that shift, I saw you. And I couldn't even believe what I was saying. I was like, what? He was like, yeah. He was like, I asked for you ever since then. I was like, what? So this was new information to me already. So then telling me about what the OG dude pulling is new information to me. Why are you over here making people think that we are an item? So then, like, when I told y'all, like, I don't know how many episodes back, that he set it off and randomly came up to my department to talk to me. And he kept saying, oh, I need to talk to you. And I'm thinking it's because he heard that I went to HR and said that the reason why the side heifer tries me is because him, the married dude, takes it upon himself to talk to me. And I thought he was going to try me and be like, well, don't tell people our business. But that ain't what he wanted to say. He wanted to know if he could get my number. He wanted to know if we could hang out. He wanted to know all this stuff. Like, then he came up and just started asking random questions. Like, all of that was leading up to him eventually wanting to know if he can get my number and if we could chill and all this other stuff outside of work. No. He never once said to me he's married. The only reason why I even know he's married is because everybody else done told me. I ain't even know that. And I don't like when people do that. Another dude did that at the first job that I worked when I first moved here. Another man did that. This man lived for me. And I never knew he was married until one day I went to the bathroom or something. And my friend, her birthday is an exact week before mine. She's older. Live for her. Her name is Brenda. She is everything. But anyway, so they was talking. And so she found out he was married. She went off on this man and cussed him. I was like, why are you talking to my friend like you like her like that? And you got a wife. That's disrespect. They cussed this man all the way out. So when I came back, I said, why are you looking like that? Because I saw she looked very upset in the face and she looked pissed off. So I asked her what was wrong. She was like, he over here trying to talk to you and he got a wife. I said, what? She was like, yeah, he got a wife. He over here trying to talk to you. So I cussed him out. Like, she went off on this man. I was wondering why he didn't come back down there because, like, we would all, like, sing and stuff. People used to think that he was super weird and that I was a little bit weird because of the fact that some of the songs that we would sing, they would not be, like, typical songs that you would hear black people singing. So one day he walked by me and he was singing some random Western or something. I was like, not this country song. I said, what you know about that song? I had to ask him. Like, it's very rare for me to find black people who are like into like the genre as a whole and not know, oh, I know Don't Tell My Heart, My Icky Bricky Heart. It's like for the longest, that's all that I would ever come across. Black people that live for that one song. And then years passed by. Now everybody into Tennessee Whiskey, which is a song that man sampled from a whole nother man who came out like in the 60s or the 50s or something. And I'm like, y'all done got y'all life and don't even know the original. Y'all, stuff like that get on my nerves, y'all. Y'all don't be understanding. So anyway, yeah, my friend went off because he married. And he was trying to come at me. And it's like, but yeah, like I'm saying, this man has never said to me, well, I'm married. Are you here for that? Because like I've told y'all before, there are people, most of the people at my job apparently are into swinging. And I'm like, y'all go off. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't want none of y'all. I come up here to work and do what I'm doing and go home. Bye. I don't want to talk to y'all. I don't believe in sharing. I'm sorry. I am way more than enough by myself. People have not been able to handle me on their own. Don't nobody need to be added into no threesome. I don't need no swinging. I don't need none of that. Sorry. It's not for me. Anyway. But yeah, I'm still, my mind is still blown because it's like, why you got other men up in here thinking that you working on getting with me? Don't do that. Don't even do that. Because I don't want nothing ever to get started up where people trying to make it seem like, oh, shoot, if he can hit it, I know I can hit it. I don't want none of y'all. I'm good where I'm at. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. So anyway, yeah. He over here got the other married dude thinking that, oh, well, I ain't got no chance anyway because he over here talking to her. He trying to talk to her. I was like, I don't know why he came at you and even said that to you because I have not given him so much as a half of a hug. He ain't never got a church hug from me. He ain't never got I demonstrated on him. I said I ain't even gave him none of these. I ain't did no good job. You ain't got a pat on the back. You ain't get nothing from me. I've never touched you a day in life. So what makes you think I want anything to do with you? I ain't never smiled in your direction. I ain't never gave you no smiles with my eyes because we have on masks. Nothing. I pay you dust. I am not a disrespectful person. So if you speak to me, I will speak back. That is all that has happened. If you ask me a question and I'm comfortable enough answering it, I will answer your question. But we ain't never been talking about nothing like we finna be out here in these streets doing nothing together. We ain't going out nowhere. You ain't coming to my place. I'm not going to your place. We ain't doing nothing. So I don't understand why he really, like, y'all, that pissed me off because I was just like, I'm not even like that. Like, don't even try to paint that type of narrative about me because that ain't me. I ain't perfect, but that ain't me at all. So anyway, I was livid. I was like, are you serious? Like, he was like, yeah. He was like, yeah. And he was like, remember that day you were all working together? And then he came up there all of a sudden looking for you. I told you when you came back from break, he was looking for you. I was like, that day I was so confused. I'm like, why would he come up look? He said he was confused too because he had, like I told y'all before, I had never seen this man come up here. Every other blue moon, he would come up there for the side heifer. The heifer wasn't at work. Her partner wasn't at work. Her relative through marriage wasn't at work. Nobody was at work outside of myself, the married dude, and the people who were way somewhere else because her department was not even functional. So nobody was over there. So he already knew what it was. He already was like, oh, ain't nobody here who can connect nothing back to me. Can't nobody say they saw something because you can look at the schedule and see where I am. So he already made up in his mind, oh, she up there and I'm cool with him. So I'm going to talk to him and see what he got going on. And he really had him thinking that we were an item or about to be an item or that I was going to be something to him. I'm not here for it. Y'all, I'm sorry I spent so much time on that, but that pissed me off because I don't like that. Don't do that. So anyway, I'm livid. And I was like, no, I ain't got time. So he was like, yeah, because, you know, I like you. And I was like, here we go. Don't do it. Child, this man is still telling me that we're going to be together. This man just told me yesterday. keep in mind I was off yesterday, just told me that I don't know it yet, but I'm going to be his girlfriend. And I told him, as I've always told him, I'm single and not looking for nothing. The Lord gonna have to come down and tell me himself that anybody is meant for me and that I need to go ahead and I have the green light to go ahead, because I'm not looking for nothing. I'm so sick and tired. And then it's like he is a smooth talker or whatever. And I get all that, but I'm tired. Like, people don't understand. When I tell you, it is emotionally draining just the thought of the possibility of getting with somebody again. I am tired already. I am knocking on 40's door. It's all right. It'll be all right. I'm single. I ain't got to worry about nobody. I ain't got to sit up here and be like, oh my gosh, is he out here cheating? I don't have to worry about that. I should never have to think about that. No way. So I don't have to worry about somebody cheating on me. I shouldn't have to worry about nobody stepping out on me, doing nothing sideways that's going to reflect poorly on me. I'm glad I ain't got to worry about that no more. But this man really be sitting up here like, everything I done told you, it always comes to fruition. Whenever I tell you I'm going to do something, don't I do it? I was like, yeah, but I don't believe you're going to get this divorce. I don't believe you're going to get divorced from your wife. I already told you I need to see a divorce decree, because he's steadily talking about taking me out on dates. Steadily talking about I'm going to be his woman. Steadily telling me that he wants to keep the rapport the way that it's been. He's telling me that, because like, this is what I've been doing. So the other day, like maybe 2-3 days ago, he had to come and work in my department. And they had me work in my department one day because somebody called out or something. So I was like, well, at least I get to work in my department. I don't care. Came over to my department because he gets there like super early. Got to work, came up there and was talking to me. And so then when it was time for him to really be up there, we was talking some more. So I stayed over like 15-20 minutes and we was talking, because we don't get a chance to talk anymore. So we was talking and he was like, you know how I feel about you. I was like I really be in his face and I roll my eye. He was like, man, don't do me like that. So I changed the subject, right? I was like, you know what? Guess what? I just thought about. He was like, what? I was like, I got somebody for you. Child, he done got to the point where he'll be like, who? Like, he be sounding so uninterested, but I be trying to get him interested, because I'm like, I don't need you to be interested in me. So I was like, what about her? And so I told him about the person that's on his shift. He was like, man, that girl young. I was like, what you mean? He was like, I mean, she ain't necessarily young like that, but she young-minded. And she ain't got no conversation. And he telling me that I have great conversation. My personality is amazing. All this other stuff. He just listing off all these qualities and things that he says all these other people that I keep on bringing up don't possess. And he is not interested in these people. These people don't look the way that he would like them to look if he was even looking at somebody else. And it was just like, no, don't none of them possess the qualities that you have. And like I keep telling you, I'm trying to tell you that God done told me that we gonna be together. You gonna be my girlfriend. I was like, no. I don't know what he's talking about, but I'm just here to get my check and go home. I'm just here to get my check and go home. He's really nice to me. We worked well together. That's it. I'm not going to sit up here and act like there's no connection, because there is. There's a really deep connection to a certain extent, I guess you could say, because like we really can talk, like we can really talk about some stuff, and we have. And there have been really dark moments that he didn't even know what was going on. And the Lord knew that we needed to be paired together that day, because I didn't even want to get out of bed. Stuff had been going on with my mama. It's getting me emotional to even think about it. But I had just found out stuff going on with my mama. I had already been trying to process it. And I'm like, dang, she done told me this, and I got to go to work within the next like 7 to 10 hours. So I need to sleep. I barely slept. I'm at work. And like, I'm on the verge of just crying and everything else. And so I'm just sitting there and I'm just like, I don't want to be here. Then he walked up to me and just said something hilarious. And when I tell you, I was crying, laughing at what he told me, because I told him, I said, y'all, it took everything in me not to slide down into the flow. He had me laughing so hard. But I told him, I said, you don't even understand how much I needed that today. I needed that laugh. I forgot what he told me that day. He had me dying laughing. I needed that laugh. Because my mama kept telling me things. It was just delivering blow after blow. And this was just about her. And I'm like, Lord, I'm tired. This is too much going on. It's too much. I'm tired of my spirit. But yeah, I needed that laugh that day. And he lives to make me laugh. That's another thing. He was like, you laugh. I love to hear you laugh. You make me laugh. I don't even be trying to make him laugh. And I'm like, I hear you, but I hear everything you just said to me, but I don't see none of this. Tell me why this man gonna say to me, I'm going back home in January, which I already knew. He gonna take off for a couple of days or a week, and he gonna go home in January. And he asked me to go with him. I've never visited this state before. And I was like, no. He was like, just think about it. Because all my time gonna start over in January. And yeah. And so he done invited me. He was like, well, the invitation is still open. Just let me know if you change your mind. I would love to take you to visit my family and all this other stuff. So I was like, sir. Then he gonna ask me, when am I gonna get a chance to go down to Alabama and visit your family? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? So then he was like, I wonder if your mama would like me. I wonder if your parents would like me. I was like, well, my daddy is a no-brainer because he typically likes everybody. So he liked me. I would give everybody a chance. You got to prove to me that you're going to be trash. Now, my mama, on the other hand, she can be a critic. She usually can look through you and tell that you are trash. It's just true. It's just true. So that's going to be the one that you would have to be like, okay, you're going to have to really be on top of your game if you think that you're going to get through to my mama. So he was like, oh, okay, that's the one I'm going to have to impress. I was like, we're having a conversation. I'm not telling you that you and I are going to go and visit my family. Like, he was like, when was the last time you went home? Whatever. He talking about we need to rent a car and go down there. Sir, what are you talking about? Like, y'all, I just be so tired of my spirit. I be so tired. And like when I tell y'all, he should be tired of me saying to him that I am single and not looking for nothing. He legit then got to the point where he ignores me, and in his mind, it's going to be what he said it's going to be. And then, like, he brought up a scenario. He was like, well, it wasn't even a scenario. In his mind, this is what it's going to be. And he going to tell me because he knows that I have male friends. He was like, and I don't want no men up in here. I don't want no men up in your place. I was like, what are you talking about? Because last I checked, I'm single and not looking, as I've already told. He was like, oh, I know that, but I'm saying that once we become official. I was like, so what you trying to say? You don't trust me? Because I can be in a room or in a place or somewhere with somebody who is of a sex that I deem to be attracted to and can be attracted to without there's something having to be going on or whatever. Don't nothing got to go down. He was like, oh, I trust you. I just don't trust them. I was like, sir... Y'all, I just had to laugh at him. And I just was like, we're not together. And I was like, you just don't even know the half. Y'all, if I ever get to a point with him where he can even produce a divorce decree, I'm going to show him this. I'm probably going to show him my list before that, because I have a long list of things that I am never, ever in my life tolerating again. I'm not compromising on, because my entire life, whenever I've been in a relationship with people, they try me, they walk all over me, treat me like trash, and I've allowed it because I'm just so loving and forgiving. And I'm like, oh, well, maybe they're just getting this out of their system. Oh, well, people make mistakes. Oh, well, they say that men are like this. And I'm just allowing these red flags to just be everywhere. I'm allowing this toxic energy to just consume me. I'm allowing myself to become a shell of my person because I want to just associate with these people and just continuously give people chance after chance after chance, and they don't even deserve that. Didn't deserve the first chance. Never deserved to have any of my energy to rub off on them. The only thing that he has been right about is that I've typically gotten with guys who I ended up building them up. They got where they needed to be, and then it was over with. You started treating me like trash. It is what it is. But anyway, y'all, I bored y'all enough with this week's Married Man Side Heffa Saga. y'all know how we go. We'll talk about it in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. I'll see y'all later on.